So in today's video, I'll discuss about the possible master's degrees which you can do after completing your bachelor's degree. And typically here I am assuming a 4-year bachelor's degree, preferably in sciences and technology. And at the end of this particular bachelor's degree, you have 3 choices. You can straight away go for a job. That's choice number 1. You can go for a master in science, or also something known as master in technology. So I will broadly classify this as an MS or an M.Tech degree. And the third possibility is an MBA. So let us look at these 3 possibilities. So of course a job is a very good prospect. If you get a job, I would say that your first preference should be to take the job, because this is something which the market is telling you, and the market is telling you something right now, and it may not give you that same job in the future. So you can go for any master's degree after some time also, but it may or may not be possible for you to get a job later. So that would be one thing you can keep in mind. Now let's say you have a choice between doing a Master of Science or Master of Technology and an MBA. So I would say if you are going for a Master of Science or Technology type of situation, the best time to do this is to continue straight after your bachelor's degree, because much of your bachelor's degree knowledge is fresh in your mind, and you will require this knowledge when you do your Master of Science or Master of Technology curriculum. The second thing I would suggest is that try to do this Masters of Science degree from a different institution compared to where you did your Bachelor of Science degree. And this is important because the courses will be different and also the professors will be different. So in many universities there is a similarity in the courses given to 4th year bachelor's degree students and to 1st year master's degree students. And in case you want a greater diversity of courses, it is better to go to a different university. Now, if you want to do an MBA, I would recommend that you wait for a couple of years, you work in the private sector, and then you take on this particular path. And the reason for this I will discuss later. But before that discussion, let us look at the aspects which will determine if you are more suited for a technology path or for a business path. So I would say the first thing you need to ask yourself is that whether you are more detailed focused or you are more big picture focused. So again, if you are a very detailed type of person who revels in writing code or in solving mathematical problems and running simulation, then a technology career path, which is typically the expert path, is more suited for you. If you are a big picture person who likes to look at the aspects about marketing, sales, business, technology, the human aspects of managing any business, then you are more suited for the business type of focus. The next thing to look at is if you are more attracted toward working in research labs or as an expert in technology companies or various engineering companies, or you are more interested in businesses which are more focused towards finance, towards human resource management, supply chain management, and some of these aspects. So again, if that is the case, then you are more suitable for a business type of situation. So I would basically classify these 2 career tracks as the tech expert career track and the corporate ladder career track. And typically the corporate ladder career track, which is based on going from the worker classification to the managerial levels to the top levels of management, is much more suited for people who have an MBA degree. So again, that is something to keep in mind at this stage. One more aspect you can look at is if you are left-brained versus right-brained. And again, this is tied to the fact about detailed focus versus big picture focus. And the more left-brained you are, the more you will revel in solving very detailed focused mathematical problems, computational software development, and so on. And you will be more suitable as a tech expert. And again, tech experts also rise to the highest level of the corporate system, as you can see in the case of Silicon Valley and many technology companies. Now, if you are more right brain focused, you are thinking in terms of cost optimization, human resource management, the kind of psychology which is required to do well in leadership roles, then again you are focused toward the business side of the equation. Now, finally, I would say there is also a political classification. We can say that whether you are right wing or left wing. So, again, if you are right of center, then I would say the business program is more suitable for you. And if you are left of center, then maybe the technology programs are more suitable for you. And here I mean you are left of center in a more socialistic or Bernie Sanders kind of way than in a very extreme left of centered way, in which case you would probably be more suitable for the arts and humanities, social sciences discipline. So again, the more you are toward the business side of the equation, the more you believe in the business structure as a force for good, the more you believe that profit seeking companies are the way to solve many of the problems, the better you are suited for a business type of role. Now, the next question that comes is, what is the type of school you should choose? And here I think, of course, you should try to choose the best school you can get for your master's programs, whether it is in science, technology, or in business. But I think in the case of business, it's very important to choose a top institution, because typically the science and technology master's degrees are highly skill based, and therefore most of the universities at the top 50 level or so will give you a very good background in terms of the technology you need to know, the projects you do, the codes you write, and so on. And most of this knowledge is essentially communicated to you by the professors through lectures and from standardized textbooks and tutorials. And you may also do a thesis to build your research skills at the master's level. Now, when you are going for the business type of program, then it is better to work at a very top university. And this is because at the level of business, most of the knowledge is created in the classroom through interaction with your colleagues. And the professor tries to facilitate all these discussions and discuss a lot of case studies about various companies and so on. So again, here the quality of the people in your class, the diversity of these people in terms of global exposure, and in the fact that they may have come from various different backgrounds and various different businesses, and they may bring years of experience to the table and to the classroom, will help you greatly at this particular point. One more fact is that top MBA schools are also a source of a very good network which people develop. And this network stands by you in times of good things and also in times when you may need their help. So again, this network is something which people crave a lot when they go to the top business schools. Of course, you have to keep in mind that top business schools cost a lot of money, and it's very hard to get funding for business type of degrees. So again, if you want funding, then of course masters in technology is a good bet. You are very likely to get some kind of funding for the masters in technology programs, whether it is through scholarships or through TA or helping in some research and so on. So again, that is something you can keep in mind. Now, typically most of the master's degree programs require you to give GRE, and this is especially true if you want to get financial aid. And most of the management programs require an exam known as GMAT, though many management schools would also take a GRE score, but I think GMAT is useful because GMAT helps the universities to rank themselves in terms of the GMAT scores which they get. So again, these are some aspects to keep in mind when you decide whether to pursue the tech career path in terms of an expert, or you want to pursue the business career path. And also remember that if you want to do a tech career path, you also have the option of doing a PhD at the end of your master's degree in science or technology. And this particular path will take you to the level of a research person in that particular field. And the MBA gets you started at a much higher location in the corporate ladder, and so you may be able to bypass various levels of people who are domain experts and get into a higher position. And this is especially true if you have done the MBA degree from a top level university. Now, one more thing which some people do is they take a job and they try to do the MBA degree through some part-time courses, and that is also possible. That is one more way to do this degree, and that is, in a way, they can get the best of both worlds or the worst of both worlds, as the case may be. And so again, that is an option many people take at this stage. So that is something you can consider if you are daunted by the fact that the MBA degree would require a lot of funding and you may have to forego a pretty high salary in order to do this MBA degree. But also remember the fact that once you have done this degree, you will probably be able to pay off the various loans you have taken and the expenses you have created in a very small time because of the very high salaries which can be commanded by people who have done this particular type of degree. So again, these were some of my thoughts on this topic, which is very important for many people who have completed the bachelor's degree program, and I hope this video was useful to you. And if so, please stay tuned to my channel. Thank you very much.